Welcome everyone here present right now to the round 2 of the best league on mobile. It's UMRL again, once welcoming to Interlagos for the round 2 of the championship. Alongside me is the man, the myth, the legend, Larry. Hello.
Hello and welcome to the Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm calling on Discord for the first time ever with Pollack right here, and it's gonna be a new legendary duo maybe for this season. I'm back commentating also for the first time since 1 month. Pollack's been commentating like 5 races today. What a man! So
Also
yeah,
racing. It's been quite a lot of work for me today, but no worries. I still have the energy and to do the UMRL as we have passed the first laps of the qualifying. It's Nitro provisional pole, but still we have a lot of challengers now going right now. Toaster is going to cross the finish line with the 24.55. It's P13 for him, as Laguno places himself on the pole with 24.25. Senna improves on his home race to just 200 away from the pole position, and it's triple tie for P2. Damn.
yeah, we are of course at the Brazil 1 version, so that's the retro version from Apple Amazing, a bit less realistic with that chicane in the infield, and it is, I think, the shortest track that we've ever been on. We're gonna have 61 laps around here. And also some news regarding Minardi. They have got a special livery because they lost all their sponsors after scoring 0 points in the first round, but then they got points because someone else got penalized. And so that it doesn't matter, but they still have the special livery.
Yeah, there are still just a few seconds left on the clock. It's now Crustunet who's reaching on the provisional pole with the time 24:15. Justin also running up on the front row for now for his team, just 500 away. Laguno down to P5. We saw him start this on this position before, if I remember correctly, and the round 1. Now he came back to the win of the race, as it's the final lap. Cooking right now. Who's going to cross the finish line first? It looks like to be tied for one time, if I remember correctly. There's going to be a lot of drivers crossing in the line for the first, and it's his first drivers on the checker flag. A lot of times being confirmed. It's going to be a pole for Crustunet. Seems there is no challengers for him whatsoever right now, and it is going to be just formality for the last drivers to finish the race. It's Nitro and Jojo's left. So yeah, it's the over for qualifying, and it is the pole position for Crustunet. It's tied with Justin on the same time with 24:15. Sigma P3, Zguiin P4, and Laguno lining up in P5. Perodrive is in P6 for his team. Senna in his home race lining in P7. Fedes P8 times P9, and Nitro finishing off the top 10. Wait, what?
Yeah, and that was the checker flag, but still, it hasn't changed. No, Laguno!
Laguno!
Wow, Laguno goes ahead of Crustunet. And we see the Williams teammates now lock out the front row again, even though Crustunet has now joined his own team, Ibernova GP. But Laguno, by 300th of a second in a last-second effort, beats Crust by 300ths. It is Crust's first race.
Damn, I missed a word. Oh yeah. Wow. That was a very, very surprising effort. Laguno absolutely snatching the pole away from his old teammate of Crustunet.
It's a quarter century of pole positions for the doubles champion. Laguno has taken his 25th pole position here in Interlagos. Crustunet makes his first start for his own team, Ibernova GP, from second on the grid. Justin and SigmaBob for Etruria Racing Team are in P3 and P4. In the last race, where we had 25% chance of rain, they scored a 1-2. Let's see what they can do here, as the weather conditions are very exciting again. Zguiin starts P5 in his first race for Williams, replacing Crustunet there. He entered the Amateur Mobile Racing League in Turkey last season, took P3 in his first ever race, and yeah, only scored pretty solid results. This season he's only raced in round 1, and he's in P6 there in the standings after taking P4. But Nikhil does have a lot of trust in him. Let's see what he can do. Perodrive, the surprise podium finisher from the first round, and also challenger for the win there. Lines up in 6th for MP Motorsport, Senna in 7th in the S25M with the 1980s, 1990s McLaren. Of course, that's a Senna tribute again. Tyne in 8th for one time, making his Ultimate Mobile Racing League debut. I am officially one of their main drivers, but I won't race unless I can't commentate but race, and I don't think that's ever gonna happen. So let's see. Good luck, Tyne. I hope you can do better than what I last did. Nitro starts from 9th in the second Ibernova, and Fede in P10 for his team APA Racing Team. Then we have Matt starting for Hurricane Racing Team, as is Guillermo in P13, and Smooth55 splits the two in the second S25M. Then we got Juanvi in the Minardi. Of course, last season the Spaniard was still racing for S25M. Then it's Piggy once again with a disappointing qualifying. He's had some great comeback successes in the autumn season, but he's making it difficult for himself. Pigeon makes another return to the leagues, probably alongside Matt, the two icons of the sport without a win. And Toaster only in P17 for his own team. Jojo JB is now in his second season after he didn't compete in the last two. He did 2 races in the spring 2025 season and took a fantastic P5 on debut there. Now he's back for APA, but sadly he is last of these 18 drivers today.
As it's time to jump from the qualifying to the race, 61 laps, and it's already going. We have a rain, and it's 5 red lights, it's loads out, and away we go, and it's Laguno leading the race already ahead of his old teammate Crustunet. Justin having a bit of a weak start from him as Crustunet goes side by side with Laguno, both of them going together in the turn. That's Laguno gets the edge, Perodrive advances to P3, Crustunet into the grass, and it's going to be the game's absolutely yes, absolutely optimized, as currently following the race leader Crustunet, who's still keeping up. Perodrive though really jumped ahead of, he's trying to go side by side. Laguno going head to head but dropping back slowly. Justin is P4, Senna in his own race advancing up to P5, Piggy is up to P6, Sigma's dropping, SigmaBob dropped down a little bit there. A second Williams driver not doing well. He chose to stay on soft, so he'll be one stop ahead of everyone who's going on from Inters now, with the track drying up immediately after the starting race. It could be an advantage for everyone who have decided to start on the dry compound race.
What a rocket start from Perodrive again. He challenged Laguno last time out at Portimao. He was pretty much, the toughest competitor for the win in the first round. But now he, had to commit to the Inters, and now... now he went for the softs, and now they all pit. Oh, wow.
He paid the price, but he still manages to... he just barely misses to be ahead of Crustunet and Laguno, who escaped together from the pit lane. The Zguiin, he has appeared to the P1 going in. He is leading the race ahead of Sigma. But wait, the Turia driver goes ahead on the lap 4. He is leading the race now. We just 5 laps through, and we already have a lot of action. Both of them ahead by around 1.5 seconds from Laguno, who's leading also a bigger pack of 4 drivers. Crustunet, Justin, Perodrive looking to a hunt. There's Senna as well in his home race, back into where he qualified of P7. Smooth55 is down to P8, Tyne is in P9, and Matt finishing off the top 10. We are also having a battle on the back of the grid with Juanvi, Gil and Jojo battling each other out for P16. And in the middle of the grid we also have the very serious fight of 5 drivers trying to get into the top 10.
It's crazy. We saw SigmaBob on lap 1, I think, go a bit wide, and that gave the opportunity to Perodrive. It kind of hindered both of the Aturias to maybe get a good start, but now he's up there together with Zguiin, who's having his first race for Williams. Nikhil snatching up that rookie and really giving him a lot of trust here. And it seems to work so far. He is a rapid guy and challenging SigmaBob, our newest race winner in the league, for P1 as we go up towards turn 1 again. Behind that, Crustunet and Laguno also try to go wheel to wheel, and Perodrive seems to be storming around the outside. He's ahead of Crustunet, not ahead of Laguno so far. And are they going to catch SigmaBob and Zguiin? as their tires wear off, or is the rain gonna come around sooner than that?
We have 25% of rain, so it could be now. So it could be really a deciding point of where the track will become wet again. We had an interesting start of race, just waiting of what going to happen later on. There's still a lot of packs forming, trying to get ahead of each other. Perodrive still challenging the Laguno, and Crustunet going wide into the corner, losing the opportunity had to get ahead of both of them. As Zguiin, he has cemented himself for now at the lead of the race at lap 10 already, with SigmaBob dropping back outside of the slipstream, getting caught on by Crustunet, Laguno and the rest of the pack, with Senna just closing behind on P7. But there has been a crash, I believe, with Crustunet slowing down, with now Senna has the opportunity to fight for P5. He just gets close enough to inch Justin or Crustunet off the racing line, Justin into the grass, and there goes his P7, I believe, as they're going side by side. Again, really not giving us the pleasures of the smooth sailing on the servers right now. Zguiin though still safe at the lead, with SigmaBob also keeping up with him. That Williams teammate also keeping the third step of the podium for himself. Perodrive trying to catch it for me. MP Motorsports.
Well, it's a brilliant train from P3 all the way down to P7 at the moment. They managed to keep it clean for now. Pero is once again attempting a move on the outside of turn 3, and can he get it done this time? Heading through the Cida del Lago, very long left-hander, but Laguno then is gonna have the outside line, still does the move, and back then it's coming a bit closer now, with Senna having to fend off Crustunet and Justin in his special delivered McLaren S25M. And Zguiin goes into the pit lane, so he's going to take medium tires. Let's hope for him that the rain is not going to come around now. SigmaBob still staying out and in P1 on these old soft tires, with now the two-time world champion coming closer and closer still.
He could be praying in his mind to get the rain call when it matters the most. That seems like it's not going to be the case for him, as Laguno now inherits the lead of the race, being comfortably ahead of Justin, Senna and the rest of the challengers. Still the same pack going in, as Zguiin has an edge, and now on the F1 around him, with SigmaBob just being behind Piggy and Fede, down to P9, with Nitro finishing of the top 10 being left alone right now in the zone of their own, with being too far to Piggy to catch on, and too far from Pigeon and Gillet to get closer to him, as now we see more and more pit stops going in from the soft tire runners. Pigeon going now medium. I hope I'm not butchering anything right now. Emerging last into P18. And so the back of the grid being very competitive right now, with Tyne trying to find any space on Juanfi, getting into the grass. Oh, Matt being a bit more aggressive now, pushing him a bit more than Tyne did, not being so subtle about it as well.
Perodrive now exits the pit lane. He's going side by side with Senna. That is the battle for 7th place. Further up, there is Fede defending on his old medium tires. He's now also hoping for the rain, and he's still in the fight with Zguiin. Crazy to see them together now. Fede with a wonderful race, at least in his opinion, at Portimao. But then I think he got a few penalties and all that. But still one of his better races in the last, I think, 2 seasons, I would say. And now he's still holding up SigmaBob and also Zguiin here. SigmaBob still ahead of Zguiin, even though he was out for so much longer. Oh my goodness. Laguno into pit lane already.
He's the first one to call it inters, but everyone's staying out. They are hoping for a fake rain that's just going to fool around. So they are going out and finding out, but Laguno really did go very early on those inters. He could have stayed out one more lap. Now he is dropping back the pace a lot. But is it going to be a fake, and it's going to light rain just a little bit there, sprinkle on the track, and it is a fake rain after all. It's now Crustunet sitting for now in the lead of the medium tires, and Sigma on the medium as well, with Laguno being on the inters. Perodrive is P4 and Justin P5, Senna's P6. It's a blunder from Zguiin and Fede, who both go in the inter tire. Oh, it's very unfortunate news for both the APA and for Williams driver, with the rain call not being the rain after all.
Oh, Nikhil probably crying muted in the Discord call right now, watching us commentate on Williams, picking the wrong strategy definitely. And Crustunet has been struggling massively on that one lap in the rain, but of course it has paid off. Now he's got the hards on as well, so he has pitted, as has Laguno behind him. They're still not separated by that much, but there's Senna, Justin, Pero, and also SigmaBob. These first two are on a bit older tires, but definitely in the fight. Incredible splitting of the strategies in these first 21 laps.
Well, I wonder if there are going to be more of the action coming if the rain calls. I hope it's 25, so it should be more, but seems like sometimes 25 is less than 10%. So I guess we are just going to find out how much is going to rain in the last 40 laps of the race. But it's still comfortably the SigmaBob in the lead for Etruria. It's Perodrive win P2, and it's Justin finishing of the 1-3 for the team. Senna just outside of the podium trying his best for the home Grand Prix. Still chasing the leaders. Still Crustunet is up into P5. Those new cards he put it when everyone changed back to from inters to softs. The Tyne is the only one besides Signal that's it. That still is on the one pit stop right now. And the highlight of the different strategy is Matt, who have been pitting constantly. It's on 4 pits just after the 22 laps now on softs, running in P17.
Matt and Rain is just a huge meme in this league now. Also, last year, I think, or last season at the Japanese Grand Prix, it also was pretty apparent that he likes to pit pretty soon, I think, and definitely it has not paid off this time around. Well, yeah. Yeah,
very unfortunate for him as well. Also, we see first driver have been lapped. It's Jojo on lap 24. SigmaBob absolutely pushing his car to the absolute limit. Getting the first car, ghosted under him the blue flag. Perodrive trying to keep the Justin behind himself as the Etruria driver trying to find any space to get ahead. And the game not being a friend of mine, seems like so. Still, no gap left whatsoever from the MP driver as they're going side by side. The corner, Justin gets ahead, inching him into the P2. Now running a 1-2 for his team, but Perodrive does not give up. He's going side by side, going a bit wide, but loses the position of officially now. But still, will not give up the fight with Justin trying to squeeze by any space on the inside line. But still, there's absolutely none left from Justin, but since there is though, Perodrive finds it back, up to P2 back again. The fight goes on for the second place on the podium between him and Justin. Absolute cinemas. Senna slowly getting inched closer and closer by Crustunet, who's running those hard tires. He's running those hard tires for a bit while now. Laguno is down to P6 from the pole he qualified. Zguiin had a great start of the race, not having fun though now in P7. He's trying his best though, as Gila is now side by just behind him for HRT. Fed is P9 and Nitro is P10, finishing off the current top 10 as the clouds come again above Interlagos. So we could see maybe some rain coming in once again.
Senna slowing down, coming out of turn 12. Crustunet was right behind him, but now it's going to be side by side, certainly into turn 1, and Crustunet definitely does get that pole position pretty easily now on the hard tires. He's the only one on that compound. They last 17 to 22 laps, and the mediums 13 to 19, but we're still a long way from the checkered flag, and the rain is definitely a huge uncertainty in this race. So yeah, not too much to be said about that, apart from the fact that Senna has to pit now. SigmaBob just ahead of him, leaving the pit lane. He's going to come out behind Laguno, and that leaves Justin still as the leading Etruria with heavy rain now being on the radar. Perodrive is in second place.
It's heavy rain now. Oh, it's a terrible news for SigmaBob. It's terrible news for everyone who just pitted. It's a tragedy for Senna at his home Grand Prix. Oh, the F25 not being luck as everyone now going for the what? For the full wet tire with the rain coming, and it's over. And it's over already. The rain is the water is going to stay with us for a while as we see the tire strategy immediately changing from wets to inters right now. So there will be an advantage for the Inter drivers for the most time of the race.
There was a huge, I think there was a huge mistake from Justin. He went very wide on the exit of turn 12. That cost him the place against Justin. Pero is leading this race 1.6 seconds ahead of Crust. I think this could be the second race that SigmaBob loses due to rain. Last season it was against his teammate Justin, but now it's come completely undone for Etruria after they had a 1-2 even in this race. And now light rain is coming again, so no, they're not gonna pit, but still everything has been shaken up already. And wow, I think there's also a huge battle forming behind Nitro here in the midfield.
Nitro has Piggy on his tail, and it's Matt who has Pigeon and Smooth 55 just behind him, fighting for that P13. But it seems like though the Inter drivers are going to have an advantage going in for this light rain that is going to close on the track, as they're going to be a bit quicker than everyone else. Senna might have a chance to regain some of the time he lost during the unfortunate rainfall, as the half point crosses already for the Grand Prix, and we are going for the sun.
A nice comeback so far for Poster. He started down in 17th. I mean, he's still only 9th, but things could have gone wrong as well. Piggy is also trying to climb a bit more up for MP Motorsport, who are currently tied for first place in the team standings together with Etruria. I think still Etruria would get better points, but of course Pero leading this race again, just like he did in round 1. Is he a secret contender for this championship maybe? I'm not sure. Still, Crustunet and Laguno are being held up a bit by the rest of the pack, but definitely they can't set themselves apart that much as they did last season as teammates.
And we see the first drivers coming in for the slick tires. Once again, it's Zguiin leading the way for the slick tire runners, down to P7 from his lead. But he's now going to push as much as he can, trying to use the advantage over everyone he had. Why is Matt on the wet tires? Oh wait, he's behind you. did he not pit?
I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe now he's going for a gamble. I mean, he's in P10 and now in 11th, and soon he's going to be in 12th and outside the points. Now he's going to go. Yeah,
he's now going to go, just having a bit, one more lap on wets, just in case. Maybe there was some droplets remaining on the track, who knows. Maybe, the drainage system wasn't as good as we thought on this track. But still, we haven't seen drivers cutting the track grass so much this time around, so maybe we did do a good job finally on this track. Going back to the race, however, it's Perodrive still comfortably in the lead, with Justin behind them and Crustunet chasing for the race lead, though they are inching closer and closer. The MP driver, it's Ibernova, looking for their best results so far for the new team, and it's Etruria who's looking, I think he said that to lead the championship, right?
Yes, together with MP Motorsport, so both of these teams that are 1 and 2 right now are also fighting for their team, Perodrive and Justin.
Well, it certainly is, there's a lot of pressure on the Perodrive right now, and Justin as well, to perform for their teams to get that P1 in the World Constructors Championship in UMRL. Though behind, Laguno slowly recovering from the unfortunate rain. He is up to P7, P4. With SigmaBob just behind him. Senna is now on the soft tire, running P6 with 21 laps to go. Zguiin is P7, Fede is P8, Toaster is P9 for a good comeback from him, but still a lot can happen in those few laps left to go. And Gila finishing off the top 10 with Piggy and Nitro running together and for P11, Smooth being left alone in P12, Matt also in P14, I'm sorry, Juan in P15, Piron in P16, Tyne in P17, and Jojo is the only one left in P18.
Yeah, I think Nitro may be kind of flying under the radar this season, but I mean in terms of his expectations, because he had a nice end to the second half of the autumn season. And now he's kind of back to where he was in the first half, not really there so far to fight with the other guys for Ibernova. I think it's also down to the fact that Pero just absolutely upped his game. Senna and Justin is still there. Crustunet and Laguno now more in the mix, and SigmaBob, of course, also with a fantastic season last season. Didn't come to show that often because he didn't race that often. But yeah, not sure where Ibernova is actually gonna be in the team standings then.
We're going to see themselves could be spike in their points with Crustunet performing a wonderful podium for them, and the second driver trying to also, as just currently sitting in the top 10. Toaster doing really good job from a qualified, really good recovery for him right now. Still, and what can happen, and still going in for the probably even better result than right now.
And Laguno's just gone ahead of Crustunet. Not the most spectacular of moves anyway, but now he goes wide. Now it might turn into more of an interesting fight. Going down the long straight towards the first corner. Laguno, of course, with that win at Portugal, became the first driver ever to reach the 1,000 point mark in the Ultimate Mobile Racing League. Who else than him could have reached that milestone first? Crustunet now is also the second best driver in terms of points scored, ahead of Guillermo still. And now they're going to continue their battle this season. Not into turn 1 though so far.
Yeah, the gaps between the drivers have risen, so there's not a lot of fights going on right now. The more significant one currently being Crustunet versus Laguno, and Perodrive being chased constantly by Justin, who is hunting for any mistake that MP driver could make in the next few laps. It's still a bit too far for him to make any direct move on the slipstream on anything. Perodrive going a very interesting line, almost hitting the dirt there, but still not speed loss. He hits the corner a bit too close, but making Justin close in, but the mistake from the Arturia driver calls him to the stand. And as Crustunet still trying to fight his old teammate. Oh! Was it
all of them go into the pit lane. There's no rain coming up, but it's very, very interesting that they all opt for the tires. Also, everyone behind them, everyone opts for fresh tires at the end of lap 48, apparently. Interesting to see. Laguno's and Crustunet's fight immediately continues after that. Now going through the tight infield, through that chicane thing that doesn't really exist in real life, and already out of Jinsao. And Laguno on the mediums now. Interesting choice. Maybe staying in the slipstream just behind Crustunet, waiting to pounce in the last few laps, but already now he's going for the move on the exit of turn 3, but probably knows that Crustunet is going to have the advantage on him in the next few laps. But still he decides to go for the battle now.
And he does get ahead, so Crustunet touching the grass on a corner just a bit there on the chicane, and Laguno does inch the P3 for himself, for Williams. The Crustunet does not give up the fight, surely trying to squeeze anywhere possible. Now on the outside, Laguno gets ahead, and he does keep the position going into chicane. Now Laguno dropping back. Now Justin could be soon in the mix with Crustunet closing in on the Arturia driver in P2. Oh, and Laguno goes onto the grass. I thought goes into the grass. He makes a mistake, dropping back significantly behind the P3, losing a lot of speed, and does not getting the edge on the Ibernova, and losing time to SigmaBob, who's also catching in, closing to the current ruling world champion.
Crustunet is coming closer to Justin. This is the first time that he's fighting with him now for second place in this phase of the race, which has been a bit more settled in terms of the rain. Now he's pulling alongside towards the Cedar Lago. Justin leaving the door open and not able to regain the place so far. Quite peaceful fights, I would say, this race so far. Even though they're on the same set of tires. Interesting that Crustunet and Laguno now caught up so quickly to Justin and Pero, despite everyone being able to push flat out and not that much difference in the lap times. I just looked at it before. But yeah, now Crustunet in second. Perodrive still doing a fantastic job in his second proper season as a main driver, I would say.
The second season, and already getting a possible victory here with few laps left to go to just achieve the victory in Brazil for his team, with Crustunet now being free of Justin down running, just chasing, trying to catch any milliseconds on the lap, with Justin dropping back even further down, getting caught on by Laguno, who's trying to recover from his mistake couple laps before, with SigmaBob just behind. The home runner Senna is in P6 right now. It's mixed emotions for him, as he was running as high as even fighting for a podium, now down to P6, trying his best though on those soft tires, pulling till the end, with Zguiin P7 from the lead. It's a good, he's doing good at holding the place, sitting alone with no one fighting with him, with Fede being PA, Gilles P9 and Toaster sitting in the top 10 for the new team. Nitro is P11, Piggy is P12, Smooth is P13, getting lapped by Perodrive, Juanfi is P14, Pigeon is P15, Matt with the unfortunate strategy just dropping even more further down. P16 now getting Pigeon, who have just pitted for a new set of tires this late, very interesting. Tyne is P17 and Joe is P18.
They're all going to be on very low grip in these last few laps, apart from if it rains again, but it is going to become very difficult for them to keep it on track on these old softs. Laguno, of course, having an advantage. Whoa! And they come together in turn 3. Laguno and Justin right there, with SigmaBob also behind. I think they both lost a big chunk of time there. Not sure who was at fault, but they were glued together on the exit. And Laguno is past Justin and onto the podium. But Justin is coming back at him now on the soft tires. He's got that straight line speed advantage from the tire a little bit. And it's all chaos in turn 3 on the exit, but thankfully there's runner for Justin to use. And he goes back up to P3. Just 2 laps to go on this race, as Perodrive is soon going to start the final lap. And Crustunet is going ahead as Perodrive touches the grass. On the final lap, Crustunet is back through. He hasn't led this race for so long.
Crustunet breaking the dreams of the MP driver, getting ahead and inching closer and closer to the victory. Just half a lap remaining. Is Perodrive going to catch on? He is not going to catch close on the corners, but he could get a slipstream. It's going to be a photo finish. Who's going to be first? Perodrive going side by side. It's Perodrive.
Oh,
no,
yes!
It's Crustunet. According to game, it was a photo finish between Crustunet and Perodrive, with Laguno finishing off 3rd, Justin P4 and SigmaBob P5, Senna finishing P6 in his home race, Zguiin P7, Fedes P8, Gilles P9 and Toaster finishing off the top 10, Nitro P11, Piggy P12, Juanfi P13, Smooth P14, and it's Pigeon who's being chased by Matt, another fight, and who noticed fire as the flags wave in.
Man, that's gotta be one of the most interesting races I've ever seen. I mean, I can't really say is it one of the best. There wasn't that much on-track action. I would say that the field spread was quite big, but so many drivers at the front with similar pace and different tire strategies. The rain shaking up things a bit, but like not too much that's an insane lottery. Of course, SigmaBob and Zguiin really got screwed over after they've been leading at the start, but they also got into that position only because of the rain. Wow.
Well, that was a finish. Well, it's been a very pleasure commentating this race. Thank you, Larry, for letting me join you on this wonderful journey that was the Brazilian Grand Prix.
Thank you, man. I think we're on to something great here. Here are the standings. After round 2, Laguno leads the championship by 4 points over Perodrive. Who would have expected that? 2 consecutive second places for the Slovenian driver. Justin, 3rd place finisher in his first full season last season, once again finds himself in this position after 2 races, taking home the fastest lap today. Senna 1 point behind him, and also SigmaBob, Justin's teammate, is in P5. Crustunet still down in 6th because he missed the first round. This is gonna leave him with the disadvantage at least for quite a while against Laguno and all the other contenders that might arise for the championship this season. Matt and Guillermo, nice lineup for Hurricane Racing Team. Piggy in P9 and Fede rounds out the top 10 in the championship. I can also tell you some breaking news. Nitro, who's in 14th place here, is going to retire from racing for now, which didn't really cause a huge uproar or whatever, but for him the races are too late and too long. I think also that he's struggling with his device because of the 5-minute increase of the race duration, and that's why Ludwig is gonna be promoted to the main driver for Ibernova GP, and Nitro is left without his seat completely for now. Also doesn't race in UMRL anymore, and that's quite sad to see because he's just in his 3rd season, but I'm pretty hopeful that he is going to return and finally take his first podium someday. All the best, Nitro. He'll definitely still be around on the server. You can definitely join, and also join in the practice races during the week to still race against him. And as for the team's championship, Etruria leads 1 point ahead of Williams. This legendary fight between our 2 double world teams champions is gonna continue for the 3rd one in the winter season, as it seems. But MP Motorsport is not too far off, even though Piggy's been struggling. Etruria and Williams also don't have these crazy lineups at the moment. Maybe Etruria is looking the best right now with Justin and SigmaBob. And let's see about Ibernova as well. Ludwig has shown potential. Nitro, of course, as well before that. It's probably going to be a very close season throughout the field in the team's battle. We're going to see you next time at Malaysia, a race and a track that I've been looking forward to ever since UMRL exists. Finally, we're going racing there. And then I think we're going to see you.
See ya in Malaysia. Goodbye.